Barnes VOR-TX ammunition and 357 Magnum versus 44 Magnum. This is a solid copper hollow points, and I really like ammo like this because, you know, they're being solid copper. They have really big hollow points, and our sectional density is actually a little bit lower than a lot of ammunition, so it pushes deeper in the case, which is actually a good thing for revolver cartridges nowadays. Just you get, you know, the equal pressure with a little bit less powder, which reduces your recoil usually. So what we got here is our 357 Magnum. It is a 140 grain rated at 1265 feet per second. Our 44 Magnum is a 225 grain rated at, let's see here, I wrote it down, 1235 feet per second. So pretty similar rated velocity, but obviously, you know, that bullet on that 44 Magnum's a lot heavier. We have our 4-inch, our 4 1/8 inch Smith & Wesson Model 686, and our 4 1/4 inch Smith & Wesson Model 69. So we're going to see what we get with this ammunition. I'm going to go through the chronograph, see what kind of velocity and accuracy I get at the same time, and then I'm going to do my 10% clear ballistic test. We have our 4 layers of denim, followed by 3 inches of clear ballistics to represent hitting a pectoral muscle, followed by a 1/4 inch MDF to represent hitting ribs or sternum, and 2 more clear ballistics. We'll do a shot with the MDF to represent a chest shot, ribs or sternum, and we'll do a shot without it to represent a gut shot. And then I'm going to fire from, I think I'll do 25 yards today at my full-size steel silhouette. You know, I get a lot of comments that you can't make follow-up shots with 44 Magnum ever because of the recoil, and I even hear people say you can't do it 357 Magnum. So it'll be interesting just to kind of see what I can do at that full-size steel silhouette from 25 yards. So let's get started with this test. All right, first up we have our 357 Magnum, 140 grain rated at 1265 feet per second. I'm about 5 yards from the target, 4 yards from the chronograph. Let's see how close we get to 1265 feet per second. 1282, 1246, 1230, 1276. 1278, so our rated velocity is pretty good. Let's try our 44 Magnum. All right, our 225 grain 44 Magnum rated at 1235 feet per second. See how close we get to that in our 44 Magnum. 988, 993, no read, 1062. No read. So it is apparent that that is a very lightly loaded 44 Magnum, but I actually like that because that's exactly what I'm looking for a 4-inch revolver. So our recoil is about the same as that 357 Magnum, so I actually am impressed with that, even though our rate of velocity is awful. So let's set our ballistics gel block and see what we get with these rounds. All right, first up we have our 357 Magnum through our 4 layers of denim, 3 inches of clear ballistics, a 1/4 inch MDF, and the more clear ballistics. So this is like our chest shot simulation. 357 mag. See how it does. Now let's try our gut shot. All right, no MDF, just our gut shot. See how it does. Let's go up and take a look. All right, so first of all, I want to show this MDF, and I really like this because this is what I always seem to get with hollow points like that are copper, is they seem to always expand out really well. And once you get those petals expanding out, you get this enormous amount of damage that we're seeing here. And it looks like, you know, the expansion kind of started right about when it hit that MDF. So with our MDF, we're looking at about 14 1/4 inches penetration. With no MDF, we're right at about 19 1/4. Some people would call that over penetration. I don't, because, you know, ballistics gel is 12 to 18 inches, and clear ballistics still seems to be a little less dense. So I'm going to call that good, and that is some really good performance and really good shootability with that cartridge. So let's try our 44 Magnum now. All right, our 44 mag, 225 grain, Let's see what this will do through our MDF. Let's try our gut shot now. All right, no MDF, just our gut shot. See how it does. Go up and take a look. All right, so through our MDF, we're seeing pretty much the same thing. Just a little bit bigger hole, obviously. And that sunlight's really highlighting that damage there. Now, our first shot with the MDF, it almost looks like it touched that 357 Magnum bullet, but obviously it didn't have enough energy to even move it out of the way. So that's pretty much where it would have rested regardless. So with our MDF, we're looking at a penetration of about 13.5. No MDF, we're looking at a penetration of about 15.75. And we have excellent expansion, and we have a little more damage with that 44 Magnum. Now, to me, this is really, really impressive because this is actually a load that I've been, looking for something like this for quite some time, because, there's very few rounds that bridge that gap between 44 Magnum and 44 Special. The only thing closest you get is like Buffalo Born Underwood. They'll load 44 Special about like this. But this is kind of awesome to have a 44 Magnum that it seems to be intended for personal defense. It's something that I think is actually controllable, which you don't get with normal 44 mags. So I'm actually quite impressed with it. So let's shoot from that 25 yards and see what kind of practical accuracy I can get. All right, 25 yards from the target here. I'm gonna do 6 rounds of 357 mag, do a reload, do 6 more. So let's see what I can do with this. It feels right to me, and that's a good thing to look for. Not so much your perfect group size, but when you shoot it kind of quickly and it kind of feels right to you and the recoil feels right to you, everything about that feels right to me. So I'm gonna try that 44 mag, see how that does. 44 mag, 25 yards. Let's see how this feels for me. It's that last one. And again, these feel right to me also. So I got 3 rounds of these 44 mags left. Just for fun, I'm gonna back up to 75 yards. See if I can make any hits with these. All right, 75 yards from the target. I actually have 1 round of this 357 left, so see if I can hit that target. Nope. 44 mag. So I'm gonna do it this. Just one of them. But that's probably just me today, not being able to shoot very well from 75 yards, but I actually really like this ammunition. That's my opinion right now. And it's weird because they are very different from one another in the sense of both say Magnum, you have a certain expectation for Magnum, and the 357 met that expectation. We had pretty good velocity for what we should be getting for a 140 grain. Our 44 Magnum, not at all. However, that was pretty much exactly the perfect load I've been looking for a gun like this, and probably even a little bit shorter barrel like those 2 3/4 inch Model 69s. I think that would be a good choice for that because you're bridging that gap between 44 Magnum and 44 Special, and you don't have to go to a hot loaded 44 Special. You can just get one of these Magnums and it does really well. Even at 225 grains, the recoil is quite light. So I think this is going to be my new go-to load for this gun if I carry it. And 357, that's not a bad load either. So that's what you get today. So as always, comment, share, and like, and thanks for watching.